I'm here with Raheem. We're outside Old Trafford. Manchester United won, Liverpool won. Raheem, happy, sad, in the middle, frustrated. How you feeling?
All and above.
Happy, why?
We played well. Champions of England apparently, supposedly, but we played well. Dickheads, Scousers, bro. I swear down.
Sad because?
Sad because we can only score one goal, and that's relegation form right there.
Frustrated because?
We're not winning. We score goals and we concede. I think from now on, as soon as we score, I'm going to put a bet down. We concede. From now on, I don't care, because
it's either going to be 1-0 or 1-1.
1-0.
Isn't that a problem though? Because 1-0 Arsenal, 1-0 Liverpool, the big games that you need to win. 1-0 Southampton.
Wolves. All right. Adam, the fact is, I'm going to say a shout out to the fans. This is the fans were brilliant today. We were the 12th man. I have been to Old Trafford for a long time. That's the loudest I've heard. We were up for this game, and I want to give a round of applause to the fans right now. That was well done. As soon as we conceded, dead. Everyone died.
Even when the 5-minute call for added time went up, I'll be honest, even me, I was so shook they were going to score, I didn't get up to go, come on, lads.
We have now put in our minds, this team is a one-goal team. If you score one goal, overdraft, no more money. Sorry, cut off. No more welfare, sorry.
That's why we need to get Martial fit. Greenwood should be playing. What do you think about that?
Huh?
What do you think about the Martials, the Greenwood? Should they be involved more? Obviously, Martial.
First of all, Ollie's an idiot for thinking a 17-year-old can replace a 26-year-old proven goal scorer. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. Don't be selling attackers when you ain't got no one to fill them in. What's the saying? Don't do boys to do a man's job.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, sorry.
Patrice Evra said it once, right?
Yeah, I love Greenwood, but bro, I'm sorry. You're 17 and you're skinny as hell, bro. You're a jelly bean, I'm sorry.
You can't rely on him.
I'm not going to rely on the kid. He's got a great future, but at this moment in time, I'm not going to put too much pressure on him. That's Ollie's fault. Other than that, you know what? 3-5-2, I was actually surprised.
Were you happy tactically today?
We played decent football. First half, I was frustrated because we were not counter-attacking this. Adam, get on this team. This team is not that good. Liverpool are not that good. We just proved it today. We're shit. We're shit. I'm going to say again, we're shit. And we took them that we almost won this game, but a lack of concentration fucked us up. The second half, what really got us out in the second half was the football, lofty through balls. Pereira pinged to Rashford. Ball. Attack. Again, ball, attack. That was what we should have been doing, but we were so passive. Again, pass back. And James, man, we were so scared. Pass it to Rashford when he was through. We were so passive. And
you know, 3 occasions where he could have just pushed it into the space.
Adam, this season is going to be,
But this is us, isn't it? We've drawn against Arsenal, drawn against Liverpool, beat Chelsea, beat Leicester, and lost against Palace. Like, it kind of just says lost against Steve Bruce's Newcastle. Like, it says it all, in it. Like, inconsistent.
Inconsistency, man. Adam, honestly, look. We drew with Liverpool. We got a point. Well done. But honestly, then we played Who thinks we're gonna beat Norwich? I don't think so.
We got Belgrade and Norwich.
I don't give a fuck about the Europa League right now. I don't care. Until we get to the quarterfinal, that's not in my comment. That's not in my mind. We have Norwich to play. Sheffield United, Brighton. These should be 3 points. Now. It's 1-point games. I'm telling you, Adam, we have to fight for these games because I know it's only 9 games to go.
People talking about relegation. I don't know whether they're joking. Are you feared by that? You got to worry by that.
If in 9 games' time we're still in if we're not 10 points clear, I'm fucking damn worried about that. And that fucking Norwegian better talk. Better something to do, some explaining to do. I'm going to give him 9 more games. You best be 10 points clear of that relegation battle. If we are not, boys, I'm sorry. This is a relegation battle season right now. I'm telling you, 1 goals.
Could it come to that? You think?
You don't like to think, hey, too good to get relegated. There's been a documentary, but we did.
A new documentary coming.
Don't even go there, mate. Don't even go there. No, today, right? Okay, we all came into this game with hope rather than expectation. But I tell you what, am I the only one that think Liverpool have not been that good that season? I mean, Mane had to fall over to win against Leicester. He had to fall over, didn't he?
But they've not lost a game. We can't talk about the team top of the table.
They have been suspect. And do you know what? I think we kind of kind of sussed them out today. I mean, we can't score goals. We scored 1 goal. He's right. He said 1 goal. We could score 1 goal, but I guarantee we're going to concede.
Isn't that an issue?
Of course, it's an issue.
Isn't it up to Ali to sort that out?
Well, you can't. Well, if you can bring someone in fucking October, then yeah, sort it out. But you can't. But I tell you what, do you know I really wanted to start today? Instead of Lindelof, I thought he had a decent game actually, Lindelof, but Dunzabi.
Yeah, he was starting until he got injured just before the. Were you still in the pub?
Yeah? And I was buzzing. I was over there in hotel football, and I was like, yes, that's what I wanted to see. It was different, wasn't it? I seen 4-3-3 there, but you know, obviously that's things happen and what have you. But you know, I thought we played well, but we did back off.
Are you worried for Ali? Does this add pressure?
I don't think. No. Well, I mean, if you're going to go by what Ed Woodward says, no, we're fully backing.
You trust Ed Woodward?
Oh yeah, I completely trust Ed Woodward. Yeah, absolutely, 100% the bell end. No, no, mate. I mean,
that was sarcasm for people like you. People in the YouTube comments really don't understand sarcasm.
Yeah, so that was sarcasm, by the way. Yeah. No, did you read his interview?
I read some of the stuff in The Athletic, theathletic.co.uk/FullTimeDEVILS. Yeah, I read some stuff in The Athletic, but I also read saw the interview with Ollie as well, where he alluded to having more power than we think he does.
Yeah, I know, but do you know what? He didn't accept any of the blame. Didn't accept anything. And what did he say? Something about his wife? Was that I read?
To be honest, fuck both of them.
But do you know what? How about you do your wife a favour and fucking quit? Yeah. Do us all a favour, quit. You're not good at your job. You're good at fucking bringing in bloody commercial revenues and what have you, that's fine. You can carry on doing that, but how about get a football man? You know, how many scouts apparently we've got? We've got, what, like 1,000 scouts or something stupid like that? You know, what are they doing? They're not bringing it. They've brought in Harry Maguire for £80 million.
Yeah, a man that can't take criticism, especially when you're in that position, is a worry for me. Hussey, what do you make of that today?
It was a good performance first half, but bring me.
Everyone away.
You know, it reminds me of the 0-0 last year. We were by far the better team. We had 4 injuries in the first 20 minutes as well, and we should have won that. Same thing happened today, but I think we were good for the whole game, minus that lapse of concentration at the end. You know, it's disappointing to draw, but before the game, everyone would have been happy with that. But seeing how we performed, we should have got the 3 points. And you know what? I'm still backing Ollie. You know, you have to give him a few transfer windows. He's had 1 transfer window.
Do you think he'll get to them? Will this result help him?
No, I think it keeps the pressure the same. It doesn't ease the pressure. It doesn't put any more on. I don't know what the board are looking at, if they're looking at performances or results. If they're looking at performances, then it'll ease some pressure. But I think it's results, you know, because we're near the relegation zone now. I think they'll see how it goes till December, and then, you know, if it's going all right, then they'll keep him. Because I think they'll accept even if it's 8th place finish, I think they'll accept that. You know,
I'd accept that right now, to be honest.
You know, I think if he finish 8th or something like that, I think they'll keep him. You know, because they say it's like a long-term thing. It's not a short-term fix they're trying to do. So, you know, that's what we might have to deal with this season.
Do you think he missed the trick today and could have got a win?
I don't know who he could have brought on instead, because, you know, I don't know why he brought Martial on. Maybe to give him minutes for the next game, but you know,
Rashford was breathing out his arse by that point as well.
Yeah, but you could have brought a defender on in his place then. But you know, if we brought a defender on, then you know, fans would have something else to say. But you know,
go on.
Stop. I just heard Mandzukic stop with the. Oh man.
He never said Mandzukic.
No, he said Mandzukic. Abdullah, stop, man, stop.
Mandzukic, hold up. Best pressing striker in Europe for the past few seasons. Played in the World Cup final. Scored against England in the World Cup semi-final, so don't forget that. Scored in a Champions League final 2 years ago. So with the best performances I've seen in big games.
So
you're telling me Mandzukic doesn't make a difference on that pitch. I'm not saying in the long term he's good enough, but the fact that we didn't want to splash the cash on the last day for Mandzukic, it just isn't good enough from this club. That's an easy buy. You just need to we should have bought him in my opinion.
So we sold Lukaku to bring older, slower man to this club.
Someone who holds the ball up. Lukaku couldn't hold the ball up to save his life. He didn't have a touch. Lukaku can't hold the ball up.
Mandzukic.
Yeah, Mandzukic does exactly that. What's wrong with that?
Old Mandzukic.
What, for 6 months? For a season? It wouldn't have been bad.
6 months, man. This is the.
We don't sign 6 month. You're going to give him an 18 month contract.
Yep. But at the end of the day, he makes a difference on that pitch. Because I've given you 2 examples. The man scored in a Champions League final 2 years ago.
But is there anything Ali could have?
Big
Is there anything Ali could have done differently with what he had today with the changes in it? Ali scored in the Champions League final once as well, by the way.
Any changes you mean to this current squad?
In the second half, would you have made any changes? What would you have done differently? Because first half tactically looked good. Second half,
In the second half, I thought Dan James, you could see from the 60th minute, I thought his legs was gone. What we did was like move him on to where Ashley Young and Rojo were to protect them. And because he couldn't run, that's my issue with this team. Dan James was brought in to be that spark, to be a player that plays here and there and might change a game for you. But he's become an essential player in this side. When you look on the bench, you say, all right, Greenwood can come on and maybe him and Rashford or him and Martial can run the channels. But we've got Parters on Thursday night. So if Greenwood, gets wrecked in here, he can't play on Thursday night. Then who do you look to? You go into the under-16s. That's how the quality in this team and the squad depth is outrageously bad. Like, whether you think Ollie's good enough for the job or not, the team is so weak, man. Like, the starting 11 is questionable as it is, but once Pogba's out, once Martial's out, you look at that today, the difference I would have made was, because obviously Dan James couldn't hack running, at the end of the game, people are saying he had a sprint in the end and put that energy out. We had to conserve that.
He'll always keep running for you regardless of whether he's done it or not.
Because that's the player he is, but he wasn't playing at that same level. I would have bought on Martial, and I would have had him and Rashford do exactly what Dan James and Rashford did in the first half. Stay in between the channels, don't allow Fabinho to get on the ball. The worst thing we did in that second half was let Fabinho play from the back. He might not be the best ball progressor, but everything goes through him. He's the one that protects the fullbacks, he's the one that spreads the ball around, and he was having too much joy on the ball. Once we allowed him to have that much joy on the ball, that we instantly lost the game, in my opinion. And I think the fact that we couldn't bring anyone on, because no one could do that job that Dan James could, but I would have still gone to Rashford and Martial, just continue what you're doing. Instead, we moved Dan James onto the left because he couldn't trust Rojo and Young, which is no surprise. And I said I could see a goal. I tweeted I could see a goal coming from that side, and it does come from that side. Poor defending. Both Young and Rojo absolutely abysmal at the back. Gutted Axel didn't play, because I think pure defensive cover in that situation, Axel Tuanzebe deals with that, because I've seen him deal with that. We've seen him against Arsenal. Yeah, he made, arguably that was his fault against Arsenal, some would say, but I thought he was brilliant on the cover, and I thought he was brilliant against Nicolas Pepe, and he would have done a better job than Ashley Young or Rojo out there tonight.
Any final words, Raheem?
Can someone say something that make me happy, please? Give me some hope.
I think we need 5 signings. I don't know if that's going to make you happy, because I doubt we're making 5 signings
exactly,
in January.
In January?
we can't make them in 2 summers. But in 2 summers, we bought 6 players in. I think you need at least, realistically, if we can bring them in, 3 players. But we've had this. It's never been so obvious that we need signings. If they're not going to buy the players, they're just running the club into the ground, man. Come on, if you don't want to be here.
We saw before the game, before the match, there was a banner out and all that stuff. Obviously, you're not going to get them in the ground because you simply won't get them in the ground. But there was some visible banners outside the ground today. Do you think the tide started to turn against them? There was a plane as well?
I was outside like just 5 minutes till kickoff, and there was a plane going around the stadium about 5 times. He said something about Woodward out, a specialist in failure, something like that.
Again, that same one again, Woodward a specialist in failure.
It was something about Woodward out, but to be honest, I think these guys are just running this club into the ground, man. You're not laughing at anyone. You let Lukaku go, whether you think he's good enough or not. He was brought in as a goal scorer, a known goal scorer in the Premier League, scored over 100 goals in the Premier League. Brilliant record. At Inter Milan, I've watched him quite a lot this season, and at Inter Milan, he still breaks down play in the counter, but he's still scoring goals. You've lost a reliable goal scorer. Bring in a reliable goal scorer. We've been had a joke absolutely by this club, because they sold him. They knew they were going to sell Lukaku. The way Lukaku was speaking on that podcast that he uploaded in America before he'd even left the club.
He was speaking like an American, firstly. Like, what's going on there?
Which I don't understand, but it sounded like the deal was done like a month ago. So they're not taking the piss.
Well, Ollie didn't want him. The fact that we didn't replace him is a farce.
I don't care what Ollie wants. I care what United needs, man. I care what United needs, and we needed a striker. You do not sell him until you have a replacement, fam. What the fuck? And honestly, about the banners, there's only one thing to let the Glazers go, and that's a new bid by the lovely Saudi Arabia prince.
Lovely, man.
I don't care, man. They're rich. They're rich. Do you know that? Well, 1 second. Abramovich, the Chelsea owner is linked to the KGB.
Yeah.
Do you think they care? Do you think Chelsea fans care? I don't care.
soul, bro.
I'm a so okay.
My soul.
So and this one cries out to the club. You know what? The only thing planes, banners, the Glazers don't care. They're rich. I wouldn't care. The money talks. Bid them out. If you want them out, bid them out.
They're still making too
Yeah,
much money. They're
exactly.
we're number one at everything in terms of revenue. So you don't expect them to walk out. But again, from a business perspective, if they invest a bit more and take United back to the top, they'll eventually make that money back, and they're not doing that. So just sell the club.
We've spent $1 billion in 9. They've invested. Enough has been invested. It's pouring ways. Yeah.
Yes, power
But it's also
investment.
it's also they've got to take some responsibility for how they invest it.
Fair enough,
Surely
bro.
you then think, hold on.
Adam.
Surely Ed Woodward comes out this week. He doesn't want to take criticism. Surely a man in your position, a man at, you say it, everyone says the biggest club in the world. Surely a man at the biggest club in the world who haven't won a serious trophy for 6-7 years, you're going to be criticised. Like, how can you not accept criticism? It doesn't make sense.
Adam, the man's a toad. I already asked God, strike him down. He's not listening.
Alright, we need to go before before he goes other one. Thank you, but no. Don't be wishing death on another people.
I know what I said strike down. I didn't say death. I said strike down. You know what that means? I said strike down.
Know what that means.
No, you don't. Look, the fact is, 9 games. Look, the next 9 games are going to be so crucial to our season. We need to start seeing some upticks. But Marshall is back. Keep the faith. 9 more games. Let's go United, bro. Let's go.
Cheers, man.
Let's go.
Cheers, Abdullah. Nice one, right.